Hi, I'm Marta Benavides. It's time for Socialife. We are so happy to have you back with us for episode 2 of Socialife. Coming up, Pastor Chris Dupree offering some good advice to help stay positive through this pandemic. And a candid conversation with Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez about relief efforts and his message as we move the county forward. And if you love salmon, our great friends at Mori Japanese Grill are dishing out a recipe that's like no other. Don't go away. More Socialife is coming up right after this.
Need help after COVID-19? Get support and answers on financial assistance, utility hardship assistance, state and federal funding, workplace safety planning, and more. Free for Pharr residents and business owners only. Call 402-4311 to set up your appointment today.
At North Park Lexus RGV, we embrace posted pricing. It's our approach to transparent pricing and making what the car buying experience is supposed to be, fun. We value the guest experience. Whether you're looking at a brand new Lexus or a pre-owned vehicle, we invite you out to see what it's all about. Visit us in person or online at nplexusrgv.com. Come see what posted pricing is all about.
Thanks, Martha. You know, also during this time, one of the things that I think about is so many people are out in the community more so than before, walking through neighborhoods, seeing each other. This is a great time to embrace the community aspect. Maybe walk through your streets and look for neighbors, say hi, start conversations. Understand that we can come out of this stronger as we spend more time together.
And we want to thank Pastor Chris Dupree for his words of inspiration, helping keep the spirit of our valley strong. You know, those in positions of public service have had the difficult task of leading us through this pandemic. And one man who is no stranger to public service is visiting with us now. We'd like to welcome Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez. We thank you so much for joining us, Judge. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well, and thank you very much for inviting me to be in your program.
It is such a pleasure to have you with us. We want to talk about a statement that was released this week, a public service announcement in which you explained how federal relief funds were dispersed among 22 municipalities, Judge. Why was this such an important message for you to get out to residents of Hidalgo County, Judge?
Well, Martha, unfortunately, sometimes I fail in communicating certain things to people. You know, I'm constantly on the phone. I'm constantly having to make decisions. I can't act on my own. We have to act as a government. So I have 4 commissioners, and together we make decisions together. We were trying to hurry up and use some of these funds and give it to people that need it, that really suffered as a result of this COVID-19 matter. And at the end of the day, after we met, you know, we decided that a good allocation of the funds between us and the cities was to give the large cities $110 per person. Okay. And the smaller cities, $80 per person. And there was a reason behind that. There were several reasons behind that. One is the bulk of the infections were occurring in the big cities. So obviously, if you have more infections in a bigger city, you know, the need is greater there. And then in the smaller cities, and they didn't know this, so I apologize to all the mayors, that we were going to withhold some of those funds to help them distribute it to needy people in their cities, because we said, hey, we're going to have programs. We're going to have grant programs to give businesses. We're going to have grant programs to give individuals that couldn't pay their mortgage, couldn't pay their rent, couldn't pay their utilities. So we're going to have those in place. So instead of you, small city, going out there and working on plans such as this, basically you could come and piggyback on us. But we failed to tell them that, you know, before it was announced. So they took it wrong. They took it that we were putting less value on small cities than large cities, which just isn't true. Just wasn't true.
Well, perhaps it was a miscommunication. I can appreciate that you're being so forthcoming and so honest about your feelings, Judge. I want to talk about Texas Governor Greg Abbott giving the green light to enter into phase 2, relaxing restrictions. Judge, how do we minimize risk and grow the economy? How do we do that, Judge?
Martha, well, that's a $64,000 question. You know, I can relate to the decisions that Governor Abbott has had to make. I think that they're difficult decisions. There is no book of wisdom that says this is the way you do it, and if you do it this way, you're going to have a high probability of success. We're all are learning to do with this. But one thing that I would advise, if he was to ever ask me, you know, the governor, is that one size doesn't all fit all. Okay, we're different in South Texas than there are in East Texas and North Texas and West Texas. We're sandwiched in here between the United States and Mexico, so we have border issues that we have to deal with people coming in from another country that doesn't have the precautions that we have. I think that you know, he should have continued to allow us a little more discretion on some of the things to do. I think that, you know, we acted prudently down here, at least the 4 county judges. We were pretty much all together in what needed to be done. You know, I don't know if I answered your question, but to me, I think that having local knowledge and local control gives you a better result than to have somebody else tell you what to do.
Sure. And it appears that everyone is acting responsibly, Judge. Our numbers have remained low in this area.
They have. We've been very lucky through the sacrifices of many. I think the best decision that was made was really to close all the schools. That was real important, and I know how heartbreaking that must have been, you know, for seniors, you know, for their last year, you know, to miss out on all the good things that happened to seniors. But it was so important because schools would have been a primary advocate for spreading the disease, and when they closed, that helped us a lot. And a lot of people, even though some were complaining, and I can understand when your freedoms are taken away from you for a certain period of time, I can see you being upset. But the only reason that we had the authority to make those restrictions is because there was a public health emergency. And once the public health emergency is gone, then we go back to normal.
Well, you know, the threat is very real. It is still here. And I know one of the things that your office is working very hard to do is make sure that everybody's voice counts with respect to the census. How do we participate? How do we make a difference?
Well, I tell you, the census only comes once every 10 years. This is the way that the federal government distributes funds. There's over $675 billion distributed annually to various parts of the United States, and it's based on population. We are in a very high area for poverty, so government programs are extremely important for us to receive those funds. And most likely the people that are not answering the census are the ones that are in most need. So this is really important. In addition to that, in addition to just receiving monies, here's where we get our representatives. Here's how many congressmen will represent us, how many state senators, state legislators represent us. So this is just extremely important, and I beg everybody out there to please not only put it on yourself to go get counted yourself, but ask your friends, ask your family, ask everybody, hey, have you signed up for the census? Have you registered?
Something else that's on your mind and many others is obviously preparing for, I mean, we don't even want to think about it, Judge, but again, we do live in an area where hurricanes are something that, unfortunately, it's something that we talk about and we've experienced.
Yes, unfortunately, we are prone for having hurricanes, and we haven't had one in a while. I think the last one was Dolly. In fact, I was there in McAllen when Dolly hit. But yes, we have to get ready. Obviously, we don't want it, but the probability that we'll get one is there, especially if we haven't gotten one in several years. So I ask everybody, be prepared, take all the precautions necessary, and we know how to get by this thing. We just need to be prepared and don't leave it for tomorrow what you can do today.
Judge, I appreciate your time. We're so thankful to have you with us. Do you have something there sitting on your desk by chance?
I always enjoy a morning cup of coffee, an afternoon cup of coffee. And I just happen to have a real nice cup that really does very well.
I'm so happy to see the twin of my mug in your hands, Judge. And I would like to toast to a more unified community, because I know that's what you're hoping to do with your leadership in Hidalgo County. We thank you, and I'd like to toast to that.
Thank you.
Thank
Salud.
you. Salud. Thank you so much, Judge. And coming right up, our friends at Mori Japanese Grill are gonna wow our taste buds with a recipe that I think every seafood lover will agree is amazing. Don't go away.
Celebrate the art of living at Carats. Carats, more than jewelry.
You're so ready to escape. It's time to get reintroduced to So Padre. Start planning and dreaming of your tropical island getaway. We're so ready to welcome you back. We are working every day to keep you safe and happy. We'll see you soon on South Padre Island.
Hello, my name is Ramon Aguilar. I'm the corporate chef from Kumori Restaurants and executive chef from Mori Japanese Grill. Okay, for the salmon glaze, we need sake, we need soy, mirin, and we're gonna leave overnight with those three ingredients, the salmon, and we're gonna have this result. So at least 10 hours, that's enough. We're gonna add some carrots, golden beets, greens, and the carrot puree. So we start cooking the salmon. So our grill is it's the Japanese grill, it's the robata. So we're gonna cook over the charcoal. So we use these skewers because we don't wanna put directly to the grills. So for the vegetables, is the carrots and the beets. We're gonna put over the grill. To get the salmon cooked, we're gonna cook around 15-16 minutes to get like a medium well. So it's gonna be very juicy inside and caramelized outside. See, the salmon is already nice charred, and I leave the skin because we can keep a little bit more moist, the salmon. And as you can see, the salmon, it's caramelized. All that color is coming between the mix of the mirin, the soy, and the sake. So we remove the skewers. So for plating, we need one plate. So we already got here our salmon, carrot puree, and the vegetables. So we got the charred veggies. Those veggies are pickled, so the flavor and with the sweetness of the salmon and the carrot. It's very, very nice combination. And we're gonna add some greens on top. Okay, this is the salmon glaze. It's the signature of Mori Japanese Grill. You can see the carrots, the pickled beets, and the salmon marinade 1/9.
Oh, that meal looks so amazing. We want to thank our friends at Mori Japanese Grill for preparing such a delicious meal for us. And as always, we thank you for allowing us to serve you once again. It's always our pleasure to keep you company. We can't wait to do it again if you'll allow us. Until next time, we leave you with the art of socializing.
This is a generation-defining moment. And like every such moment, we will be defined not by the challenge itself, but by what we do now. During this unprecedented time, know that we at UT Health RGV will always be here to serve the entire Rio Grande Valley. To our students, our staff, and our faculty who are rallying together like never before to supply much-needed equipment, we thank you truly. To our doctors, nurses, and staff on the front lines, thank you for being our caregivers today and every day. We are all relying on you, and our loved ones' lives are in your hands. Thank you for your personal sacrifices and for bringing all your training, knowledge, and compassion to this moment, to save lives, to keep us safe, and to preserve our community.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are our heroes.